It's Tuesday morning in the Western Pacific, and we have Tropical Storm Sepat located just north of the Ogasawara Islands at Chichi and Hahajima, located right there on the bottom of your screen. You have Tokyo just off towards the north, and really, the Izu Islands, coastal areas of Kanagawa, Chiba, even back towards the Kii Peninsula, are going to be looking at some kind of messy weather with this, albeit it's not it's not like a destructive storm or anything like that in the forecast. And what I mean by that is this really is going to run full head on into the rainy season front located currently there over Japan. And plus you have a bit of an upper level low located just towards the south and west. This is actually a low level center right there where I just wrote that L. There's an upper level low that's sharing out the left side of it, so you're not really getting this broad inflow. In fact, most of the moisture is attached to the monsoon all the way back there towards the Philippines. So this is really, in the end, it is going to bring some messy conditions to coastal areas of Honshu and, of course, the Izu Island stats, places like Oshima, Nijima, Kozoshima, located just there towards the south of the Izu Peninsula. But in general, I mean, this is not going to become the worst weather. I think the big thing is it's going to be a lot of rainfall adding into the monsoon, aka the rainy season front. In fact, the Japan Meteorological Agency even just kind of ends the warning on this. They expect it to get absorbed really quick. You can see right there, it's gone as this moves off towards the north. And it's not just JMA. In fact, let's jump over to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center's forecast. This is our official graphic right here. You can show tropical storm strength conditions and going down to like 20, 30 knots just out over the Izu Islands. So that means if you're in, like our good friends out there in Yokosuka, shout out to the USS Blue Ridge. I've seen that they just returned from out to sea either earlier today or yesterday, depending on the time you're watching it. But shout out to my friends there at the 7th Fleet in the Blue Ridge. The good news, it doesn't look like you're going to have to sortie again for now. Well, they just got back from a summer cruise, but you know what I mean. That would be really sad if they just pulled in and then immediately had to turn around and go back out to sea. Oof, I feel you guys. So yeah, let's take a look at this view here, and here's our low kind of coming on shore, and watch as another storm system associated with the rainy season front. Nice little westerly low absorbs this here on Wednesday evening. Heading into Thursday, though, the right front quadrant is going to make some messy weather for places like Chiba, the Kanagawa, out there towards the Kiaru, right near the kind of the tip of the peninsula. Places like Kamakura probably going to see some messy weather too, and of course there in Yokosuka, not get out of here weather, but not beach day weather either here on your Wednesday night heading over towards Thursday. But generally, we're just going to continue to see that southwesterly flow with the rainy season front. Now, I say for now because watch closely right here around Guam. There you go, and a low keeps on trying to pop off there. That's the next potential storm system. So of course we have Sepat coming on shore as we go ahead in the next 24 hours here. But then you're going to be looking at that moving north, a secondary low possibly developing here, enhancing the monsoon. And this guy shows the potential from Taiwan to central areas of Japan of becoming a full-on named storm system. So let's get into that in the second part of this update, talking about not only Sepat, but the broader view of things. So here you go. This is the JMA map, the broader view. Here comes our storm coming on shore as a weak tropical depression, that area of low pressure over the Korean Peninsula. But then let's look further down towards the south. And this is out to, right there on the bottom of your screen. Hopefully you can see it. The 29th heading into the 30th, the Monday. So next Monday. ECMWF showing here that low trying to develop. And the ECMWF actually takes it kind of west, out towards Taiwan and maybe even Okinawa. Yeah, you could be looking at this by the 4th of July. I know we got a lot of military friends in Okinawa. That would be a bad day out there for the 4th, especially since the 4th's on a Friday. This would be fireworks cancel type of weather. But don't look at just one model, because you bounce this over to the GFS and there's our storm. And what's it doing all the way out there back past Japan? So let's show the 28th to the 29th. The GFS shows the storm system tighten and then gets wrapped up with the westerlies and pulls off towards the north. Now, that's just the operationals. I want to show you what the ECMWF ensemble shows right here. Excuse me, this is the GFS. GFS splits it in some indicators go into southwestern Japan, some pull it towards the north. Really is just this big blockage. But the big thing you want to take away from this model is that the GFS is saying, heck yeah, there's going to be a storm system out here. The ECMWF, very similar. Look at that, all these red circles indicating that somewhere in this area. And if you compare the GFS and the ECMWF and the consensus between the models, I would say, based on everything we're right now, southwestern Japan, including the southwestern Japanese islands like Okinawa or Kyushu or Shikoku, would be the highest threat at this point. Granted, still, I can't stress enough, at this point, we're still very early on here, so we got time to continue to watch it. But I think it's going to be, you know, some messy weather. And on the same token, if even in each scenario of heavy rainfall out here east of the Philippines, you're going to see some mad inflow come in, which means places like Manila, the west coast, like Subic, region 1, all going to be seeing an increase in precipitation here as we look ahead into next week. So yeah, plenty to talk about here in the Western Pacific. And I'm always able to do that because of our friends on Patreon who support this channel and continue to give us support, monetary support. We can keep doing this because the graphics and everything, the studio, all that does cost money. And my goal was one day to do this on my own, do this as part of a job that we do here, but it seems harder than you would expect to do this full time as a YouTuber, especially when our videos only average about 3,000 to 10,000 views. But still, our Patreon members really keep it going and really help us out here. So thank you guys. That's kind of my whole point of that rant. As always, though, thanks for watching. And of course, we're going to continue to track Tropical Storm Sepat right here, and also keeping an eye on the potential for a new storm system forming up behind it. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, an anagram for Sepat, by the way. And I hope you stay safe out there.